Hello everybody. I had to do the waiting game. To get things to wait. Yeah, I had to do the waiting game. I was running behind, even though we are a little bit of, not that far off of 8 o'clock, but I myself was running behind. And so the last 4 minutes were loading 2020. Which yes, we still play. Right now it was 2 days a week. Things might change. But welcome in. If this is your first time, the name is Maddie, and if you like the content, please hit that follow if you're on Twitch. If you're watching this on demand and you're on YouTube, please hit that subscribe and give it a thumbs up. You can also find me, or not find me, if you want to communicate more with me, you can go to Twitch. That's Maddie Ellen _ 62552. And, for Twitch people, the YouTube link works. The Discord link sends you to the Discord homepage to create an account. So, if you're interested in trying to get a hold of me, find a way to give me a message. On YouTube, if you want to join Discord and you're having trouble doing it. And again, that's Maddie Ellen on YouTube. Drop me a comment, and I will be glad to add you if you're interested in being in Discord. Alright, so where did we leave off? Thursday was Indianapolis to Des Moines. Well, today we're going to Des Moines. Des Moines. Des Moines, however you... Des Moines. I don't care how you say it. We're going from Iowa to Topeka, Kansas. And we're in the... Well, wait. What I was doing was zoomed in for a reason. I need to get our parking spot situated. We'll go... These are all ramp parking, right? That's gate. Yeah, we don't need gate. We are a GA. We will park right here. Alright, so I'll show you which one I'm flying. There's plenty of them, of the L-39s. And I picked the one called Albatross. Now, a lot of these fly the same way. Some of them have slight differences. I wasn't going to do another ATR, because they all look the same. And none of these had different liveries other than the two we already flew. So this one had some liveries, in case you've not seen them. And where did I get that? I think the L-39 is part of the Reno Race Bundle pack. Anyway, you have 8 liveries here. Well, yeah, 8. I was gonna say, if you don't have Aviator, then you wouldn't have 2 of them, but no, that's that. Alright, so it says our estimated flight time is 31 minutes. If that is the case, and we are done this flight by 9 o'clock, we will, for the first time in this series, I will do a second flight and we'll go to Frankfort, Kentucky. I'll pick a different plane and everything on stream, because then we'll Because that flight will be a little bit, because we gotta go somewhere right here. Yeah. That's a pretty good guess. Oh, that's Louisville. Okay. That's an even better guess. So. But we won't go anywhere if I don't get on the get us on the ground and start it up. Welcome in again. This is just technically a chill flight. Why am I in 2020 for these on Tuesdays and Thursdays lately? Because I can use a feature they call Copilot. It's the AI pilot. Don't trust it. I use it a lot in 24 doing career mode and even free flights. Don't trust the AI pilot. Always be ready to take control. In fact, I wouldn't even trust your autopilot features in your aircraft. Alright. So. This wasn't supposed to show up right away, but okay. See, we're in the purple livery. Anyway, I don't see my tail number. My tail number is, DC200 Delta Charlie 200. It has some significance, but, what do I want here? Right, we want him, that to main, that to taxi, and then we can put the Copilot on.
Hornet 4257 IFR to Forbes, ready to copy.
Hornet 4257 is cleared to Forbes Airport as filed. Takeoff runway 13 climb and maintain 8,000 feet. Departure frequency is 135.2 squawk 0757.
Call sign is Hornet.
4257 cleared to Forbes Airport as filed. Takeoff runway 13 climb and maintain 8,000 feet. Departure on 135.
So, I don't know if you guys can hear the ATC when I'm in external. I hear it. I don't know if you guys do. And if that's the case, I need to find out how to fix it so you guys can hear it. I kinda had that problem on, Friday. I was hearing everything, but you guys, while they watched on demand, you couldn't hear what ATC was saying, and I didn't know it until I watched the on demand. Alright. So, let's see here. VNAV page. We want flight plan. Maybe. Alright. Enter. Enter. Alright, we're starting to roll. And I want...
Ground Hornet 425.
Where is it? Huh.
Des Moines Ground Hornet 4257 with whiskey ready to taxi IFR.
Hornet 4257 taxi 2 and hold short of runway 13 using taxiway Alpha cross runway 23 cross runway 31 Bravo. Contact
Where the hell is the,
Taxi 2 and hold short runway 13 using taxiway Alpha cross runway.
We don't want
23
that.
cross runway 31 Bravo Hornet 4257.
Okay. And I can't get the nav map. I don't know if there is a nav map. I say that. Oh, there we go. There we go. So, I've done pretty good. We're already taxiing. We're 10 minutes in on the stream. As said, I don't know how long Topeka to Frankfurt will be. Because I have to find Frankfurt and I gotta set up the flight, change aircraft, call sign, and tail and flight number at least. So I might just leave it at the one. I don't know if anybody follows these regularly, but I'll explain something here and I'll probably have to talk about it tomorrow. You know how the longer you play a game and you look up information, the more you know? The more you know, the more you're frustrated at how you started off. Well, the same thing keeps happening with career mode in 24. And so, we only made it to part 6 yesterday of A Pilot's Journey. Granted, I could continue that title series and explain we are restarting, but I already restarted. I've shown you guys career mode enough. And I was starting to get really bad at flying. I was trying to use sim rate increase, which was causing issues. I was rushing. I do that off stream too, though. And I was starting to get frustrated with myself because I wasn't doing good. I wasn't doing as well as I knew I could. And last night, I reset the career. Picked a different place, started off. What did I learn that it made me want to restart again? That even though your first aircraft for your first company is always 90% off, you shouldn't hold off and try to make your passenger airliner your very first company. Because even at 90% discount, you're looking at like almost $10 million just for the Boeing 737, which I don't know if that makes much sense. So, maybe you're supposed to progress through your companies. Maybe you're not supposed to take a shortcut. Maybe you're supposed to spend numerous hours flight seeing on first flights. Technically, you don't have to. I think the point I left at last night was I unlocked everything you need for your flight seeing company. I have got my CPL and rotorcraft and fixed wing. Well, fixed wing you kind of have to. So I got it in rotorcraft as well. I unlocked the flight scene specialty for rotorcraft. I have flight seeing and ferry flight. You don't have to unlock ferry flight, but ferry flight is a way for me to move around the map. But not, unfortunately, where I started my career and where I wanted to stay focused for missions. So little island, just north of, I don't know where it's north of. It's an island in the chain between North America and South America, all the Caribbean islands. And it's southeast of Haiti. And I'm forgetting the name of the island right now. And I can't switch tabs on the iPad. Yes, I can. I can switch tabs on my iPad without screwing up my live stream, Maddie. Don't be a doofus. Where did we start? Yesterday's. St. Lucia. It is a country, but it's just one island. I can't tell based on my stream how far. I think you guys are. Think it's still with me. I don't know how far behind of me it is. We are still on our taxi. So anyway, I don't know. I don't know if I want to keep streaming career mode stuff. Star Trek Online is blowing up for me on YouTube. I've not seen this amount of viewership on a video in I don't know when. But Saturday's live stream, and this is on demand. No one came in on Twitch Saturday night. But what's funny is I get all my flight sim views here on Twitch and hardly any on YouTube. It's the opposite with Star Trek Online. Star Trek Online's video. Okay, and this is I did my stream. I went from like 8 to 10:15 Saturday night.
4257 at runway 13 ready for departure IFR to Forbes.
Hornet 4257, altimeter 29.95, wind 119 at 9 us. Cleared for takeoff runway 13.
Cleared for takeoff runway 13 Hornet 4257.
So let me explain. 2 Saturdays ago, I started my Star Trek Online series. I went for 3 hours 40 minutes 2 Saturdays ago. We got 34 views in a week. This is this past Saturday. As of right now. And I'm surprised by this. Some of you guys be like, yeah, that's nothing. I have 117 views for the first mission technically the second mission in Star Trek Online. 117 views. Now nobody's hitting that up sign, the thumbs up. But I am getting views, which is amazing. And I don't know. When I do my channel update on Friday, I will give the tally because it's amazing. And I don't know if I should start doing more Star Trek Online right now. Alright, so a 7:22 takeoff. And we're staying within the same time zone today. But we gotta turn around, I think. So, like I said, it says 31 minutes. I doubt it's gonna be that short. It's probably gonna be longer.
1352 Hornet 4257. Goodbye. Des Moines departure Hornet 4257 is passing 1,900 feet, climbing 8,000 feet.
Hornet 4257, Des Moines, departure altimeter 29.95, radar contact, continue.
Alright, so I picked purple and white. And not really any interest in mine, but then when I picked it, I coalesced an idea for the tail number and the call sign. I already had the flight number. I've been telling you guys how I do flight numbers, but I'll say it here again. On your phone, where you got your numbers to, when you're not using quick dial, when you actually have to dial in a phone number, there's an alphabet there, and so I've been using the postal code, 2-digit code, for each state to come up with my flight. So today's flight was IA, so 42, and Kansas is KS, so it was 57. I believe that's what they've been calling for the flight number. Anyway, So I went to a school called Deep Creek. And our mascot was Hornet. And our school colors were purple and white. So, the DC, Deep Creek, I graduated in 2003, so the tail number 2003, and the call sign Hornet was what I came up with for today. For this plane. I do try to put some thought into it, and some imagination. Now,
Climb and maintain 16,000 feet Hornet 4257.
I don't remember which aircraft it was, but I don't have, for some reason, these aircraft don't show up in 2024 because we don't have the Reno collection does not carry over, and I have all those planes, so I wish they would, but they're probably not gonna ever carry over, like the Dark Star won't go over. But the plane I had for free flights in 2024, this would have took an hour and 40 minutes.
Goodbye.
But again, I'm sitting here, I'm just talking.
257 is at 8,800 feet.
Um, I'm not having to really do anything. And I probably will handle the landing, because I'd rather have me have a bad landing rating versus the AI.
125.65 Hornet.
And let's hope we have another successful actual landing at an airport today.
Center Hornet 4257 is at 10,200 feet. Climb to 16,000 feet.
So, if anybody's watching these and you've never been able to figure out whether I'm actually flying or not, the rule of thumb is if it's an external camera, about 90% of the time, I'm flying. I am rarely in the cockpit while I actually have control, and it's not AI or a co-pilot feature. It's a... Not that I don't want to be. I think it's my vision problem, and particularly I think is my reasoning is I IRL am legally blind, and I do have some depth perception issues, and I believe it correlates into inside the cockpit. I can't tell where the ground is compared to me. Whereas, if I go to external,
Maintain flight level
I
2.
kind of have a better idea where the wheels are going to touch down. Not such a good one, though, because my landing ratings suck, but I couldn't do it from inside. And I don't know if that's my vision problem or just a not knowing how to adjust that, but I think we have some lights not on here. Where? What is that? That's airframe de-ice. Nav lights. Oop, that's 100%. They were off. Flicker. No, we want them fixed. There we go. No. I don't know what inverter is. I mean, I kind of have an idea what inverter is, but I'm not sure. Inverter 1, inverter 2, we have 3 and 4 is up. Why is 4 up there? That's funny. Okay. What is ALT? Oh, flight level 210. What's 75? Oh, 0757. That must be our squawk. Okay. Yeah, see, this is the reason why I like co-pilot mode. I can look at things and figure things out in the cockpit. Granted, that doesn't help unless I actually keybind everything to either the keyboard or the controller. I don't know if I'll ever get peripherals. There is something I wish I could try, and I need to try before I buy, and that's either head tracker or eye tracker. Now, with my vision problem, the vision I have is only in the right eye, and I don't know if eye tracker can work with my eye, with my vision problem. Because, yeah, no vision in the left, and I have limited vision in the right. And I'm not sure with the eye condition I have with the right eye, whether eye tracker can work. And I don't want to spend money on eye tracker and then it not work. And I don't know how head tracker would work if I can't still look at the screen. Because don't you still have to be able to see your TV screen? Which would cause a problem. Whereas with the joystick, I do this. If that's how but if head tracker makes it move all around, forget it. But an eye tracker, like if it worked, that would be probably better. I don't know. See, that's why I need to test those two things to know if they'd work for me before I buy them. Alright, I think we have no more waypoints. We're just straight in till we hit the approach. Uh-oh. What's happening? Why are we flickering? I don't know what that was, folks. Yeah, you guys saw it. I just looked over and saw how far behind. Just a second. Let me hit refresh on the iPod. No, okay, so I wasn't the only one seeing the flickers. It showed up there too, so. Yeah, I don't know what that was. That was freaking me out. That looked like a video glitch, like, you know, you used to get on old school, like, Nintendos, and, before the game would crash. Or it'd get all weirdly pixelated. We're not having a problem now. Let's go back inside the cockpit. Let's hope it doesn't happen again. So, where's my magenta line? I think you're supposed to learn to program stuff in, and I don't know how to program stuff in. And I think we can... Ooh, you know what? I forgot to turn the landing lights on earlier. And now we don't need them at all, right? Yeah, we don't need them at all. I think we can turn... No, not that. What am I looking for? Panel lights. I think we can turn these off. Welcome in. Whoever you are, thanks for lurking. I probably pay way too much attention to the viewer count, but when you don't usually have anybody in here, you do pay attention to it probably a little more. Like I said, I don't know if I will do second flight. Usually, lately I've been doing 2 flights a week, but like I said earlier, and I'll have to figure out what I'm gonna do tomorrow since there won't be Pilot's Journey. I'm just not gonna do that anymore. Not that I was frustrated with the streaming aspect of it. I was having more fun last night off stream doing stuff. And it's not like I've shown you guys everything before. You guys can look up stuff. The only new things we're waiting for is heavy airliner rating certification and your powered lift certifications. I didn't show you guys any of the hook, hoist, or any of those with the rotorcraft because, well, I've paid my money for those certs and I suck. So, tips. Career tips. Do what you want, unlock what you want. I mean, if you get to a point you don't like what you have, like, if you don't want to do search and rescue, you don't need tail wheels. If you don't ever want to do firefighting, you don't need scoop endorsement. If you never want to do jets, you don't have to. You can get your propeller airline license and just be at that. If you just want to do jets, then you need to pick a very specific path to get there as quick as possible. But you're going to be limited on your specializations, and that's the other thing. Pick what specializations you want. Don't unlock things that you don't want to do. I don't mind doing flight seeing with fixed wing. I don't mind doing first flights with fixed wing. I'm specifying that because even though I unlocked it, I hate doing first flights in the rotorcraft. I'm okay. I do okay. It's rotorcraft and landing is not my forte. Anyway, if you never want to fly the H120, the Airbus H125 rotorcraft, don't do your turbine engine certification. However, you will be limited if you don't want to do anything else. Now, on rotorcraft, I'm not going to do anything else under rotorcraft, so I might just unlock. All I'm going to do is, I end my career off stream right now as, what I'm going to do is I unlock the flight seeing, and then I'll probably do the rotorcraft transport, and that's all I'm gonna do. So I don't need the turbine, unless I want to drive. No, because there's other helicopters. Well, okay, so you do have other helicopters that you can have access to. I bought the Healer. I forget what it's called. Anyway, I bought the Healer. It's a 2020 aircraft that's works for career mode, oddly enough. And so I've got two helicopters. One I can fly, one I can't. So in my flight scene company, I can have two rotorcraft. I can have more than that. You can buy rotorcraft. You don't have certifications for flying, and I believe don't quote this as fact. I believe you can buy aircraft for your companies that you don't have a license for, that you don't have the cert for, and just put crew on them. So I might be able to buy like an Airbus and all that if I wanted to, and then put crew on it. Because I'm not going to be personally buying it, or flying it. Always have at least one aircraft in your company you're comfortable with flying. And I mean, if you have to fly it. So, since I am basically, I don't want to do career mode on screen anymore. I might put beta back on.
119.64257. Goodbye. Minneapolis
Alright.
4257 is passing flight level tree 15, descending flight level tree 00.
Well, we're on descent. This was about a half-hour flight. So, maybe we will end up going to Frankfort, Kentucky today. The thing is, I gotta check. I'm doing this... I don't know if it's weird, but it sounds weird. Anytime I go to I check, make sure there's not a scenery. Even though I am very bad at taking in the scenery of each airport I've purchased. But I look at where we're going, and I pick it. If there's only one option. If there's more than one option, I'm like, no. Now, for anybody that's just getting the flight sim, and, here's my recommendations for if you're going to purchase 2020 or 24. Just buy your standard edition. And in 2020, if you're playing on Xbox players, listen to me here. I've figured this out now. If you're playing 2020 or 24, or specifically 2020, this base game on standard eats up a lot of memory. Do not, I repeat this and emphasize, do not, unless you really can't help yourself, do not buy extra aircraft, do not buy extra sceneries. The game will run a lot smoother, at higher quality, for your Xbox, especially Series S, if you don't have added stuff eating up your memory space, and you also have more room to install things on your system. Right now, I'm only doing stuff in the US. I only have US sceneries on. Now, I have all my aircraft installed. But the only airports and the only scenery and landmarks and stuff is all US right now, or North America. So I got a good chunk of my sim not installed right now, unless until I go to Europe. You know, I thought we were 11 miles out. We're 111. Alright, so we're not going to go to Frank. I thought we were already on there, on the approach. And I don't think I've seen a clear sky in 2020 or in 24 in a long time now. It could have been my mistake, but I believe we were still in live weather. Now, this looks like a plane we all know, right? Looks like a Tomcat or a Hornet. That would be ironic if it actually looks like a Hornet. Anyway. But these are not based off of the military equivalent. And we don't even have Did they put a... Oh, they did. How about that? They put a co-pilot in the radar intercept officer seat, or your co-pilot. Can we get back there? Now, see, externally there was someone here, but internally there isn't. That's the thing with 2020. Now, what's funny, I've come across in 2024, I'll be on a career mode, we'll say, and this happens quite a bit, Medivac. I'll be sitting there, I'll get in, and they go through the speech, hello, I'm so-and-so on your co-pilot day. I turn to my right, and there's nobody in the co-pilot seat. I'm like, okay. And I have that turned on. It should work for every flight that you should have, you need a co-pilot should work. So, that's weird. What's also weird is where my flight plan didn't show up in here, even though I put it in. Fire. Pyro system. 150k fuel. Don't start. Huh. Well, I have all that stresses and fuel. I have unlimited fuel on and stuff in 2020. 2024 is weird about their unlimited fuel. It depletes your fuel gauge, even though you can't run out of fuel. Okay, so, sorry. They told us... First they told us 1,000 feet, then we were told 4, now we're told 3. All within 30 seconds, all within 15 seconds. So I don't know why we're descending so low for this approach when we're 71 nautical miles away. I keep wanting to pull up an EFB and look at the map, and I'm like, no, we don't have one. That's the one thing I like. The one thing about the EFB I like is the map. Because then you can zoom out and kind of figure out where in the world you're at. There is the A map feature here, but even when you're zoomed all the way out, you're like, what the fuck am I looking at? Because it's a poorly rendered map feature they have in here, your VMap. A virtual map. So, I thought that. We're still far enough away. We're not doing a second flight. Void, Kant, operations. I'm just interested in... Oh, so... I don't know if any of these are lit up right now. It looks like nothing is lit up, but I don't even know if they actually work. Wingtip tanks. Oh, I could... I wonder if I could actually dump all my fuel and if it would work. Dump cabin pressure. Yeah, no, it's not. I could turn the battery off. I say that, but I don't think I can actually turn things off while the co-pilot's in control. I can change the lights. And I'm not about to fool around with it. As tempting as it is to try to really see if the AI can compensate for me cutting their power from them. Would they be able to regain and restart the engine? Well, since we have such a short flight, what we will do, it's like I said, I don't know what to do tomorrow, other than maybe I need to take tomorrow off, which would feel weird, because I'm not, I don't know. I feel like I always have to explain myself to you guys, of why I'm not here, or why I'm not on, or why there's not a video that I say I'm gonna stream 5 days a week, and then I skip a day, you know, it's just, there's nothing that says I have to. Like I said, it's not like being on here. Well, I don't usually have people in here anyway. You guys are watching this on demand, and I'm not an affiliate. I'm not a YouTube. I'm not monetized on YouTube. Not affiliate of Twitch to get monetized. Anything anyway. It's just to get views. It's just something to do, and honestly, if people started showing up, I would be more, I think, a little more motivated to constantly be doing something. But most people don't stream 5 days a week for 3 or 4 hours straight. And then again on Saturday nights for another 3 or 4 hours, so. There's nothing stopping me. I could stream every day if I wanted to. Or I could stream, I could choose to just stop. Make you guys wonder where I disappeared to. What was I? Oh, I was talking to you guys, but I was gonna check something. Messing with Discord. Of course, nobody's in. On the chat channel. Titanic 2 is finally setting sail in 2025. Okay. Why in the world would you name a ship that is my question. That was what popped up on YouTube when I launched YouTube on my phone. I don't know. Would you want to be a, would you want to be on Titanic 2's maiden voyage? At least they're not launching, at least they're not starting the maiden voyage on the same day in April. That would have been bad. Because could you just imagine that? You named the ship Titanic 2. You launched it from Belfast on the same day as the first one did, over 100 years ago. And then you have another, what if there was another accident? Granted, we haven't heard anything like that in a while on the news, right? That at least that I know of. You hear about jet airliners more so than probably ships. but that's because most people don't take cruises across the ocean. I don't know if this is an ocean liner. I didn't pay attention. Yeah, like I was saying, if you're on 2020, if you're on Xbox and you can restrain yourself from buying sceneries and aircraft, your game will run better. On 24, I bought Aviator Edition, and I shouldn't have. So, what I was gonna say is, since we are still on a really short stream time here, I will sit here and plan out Thursday's flight on stream. I might as well. I knew we were gonna take at least an hour to do a 30-minute flight. I never trust what it says for flight time. I always think it's gonna be more, and we were taxiing, we have taxi and all that. Now we should. Where are we going exactly? We're going over. So there's Topeka Regional. There's our approach. So there was actually two airports here in Topeka. I picked the regional because the other one I think was smaller than this one. I think it was the municipal or something. Anyway, they might have been the same size, but I picked the regional airport. Just because. Sunset Strip Air Park. Now, see, I could find other airports. Like for Dover, it was Dover, Delaware. It was Dover Air Park. But when I should have just went to the Air Force Base. But I'm looking for airports that have the name of the city in it. But if I don't find one, we will go to a different one within that the capital city. So I don't know about Frankfort, Kentucky. It's funny is people can rattle off the biggest cities, and you wouldn't say Frankfort or the most well-known cities of Kentucky. You probably wouldn't think Frankfort. You would think, well, Louisville. And, that's a puddle. So, it's interesting there, that, with that now. What about Louisville do I know that's... I think it's the home port for UPS. I believe. It's definitely home of that where most of our baseball bats were created. Your wooden ones, Louisville Sluggers. How fast are we going? We're still going about 250 knots. It just seems like we're going slow. Oh, I've learned. I did learn that this week. Sim rate So every time you hit the plus, it's supposed to double it. So I can go to 4. That's hitting it twice. But if you go beyond, and this is from what I understand, I hit the plus sign twice. That should be like at 4 times the speed. If you hit it again and go to 8 times the speed, the game has issues and you can't control your aircraft and you crash really easily. Sometimes even at 4 times the speed. 2 times the speed is okay. You still can operate things. You can still get your radio communications in, especially in career mode. Do not taxi at 2 times the speed, the sim rate speed, because you will end up taxi speeding. But I couldn't sit here and do a 200-mile trip in a 172 at normal speed. That's probably part of the generation of the 80s and up, but whatever, you know. Am I impatient? No, it's just, I don't know. I can't just sit here and do nothing while it's flying. I mean, I still have to pay attention to the aircraft, but then I'm bored. I'm kind of bored in a way.
Hornet 4257, you are 1 small mile southeast of 4.
Why are we turning left?
Tower on 120.8 when inbound on the approach.
120.8 Hornet 4257. Forbes Tower Hornet 4257 15 miles southeast inbound ILS runway tree 1 approach.
Alright. We got our head on a swivel. We're looking for the glide slope.
Cleared ILS runway tree 1 approach.
Got-
Hornet
We got the
4257.
glide slope. And right now we're at good speed. So yeah, we're just a bit shy of 1 hour on stream, and we're landing. So I will prep Thursday's flight on stream. There's no sense in cutting a stream after an hour. But we will not be going 90 minutes either. I could jump into 24. I always see, based on the aircraft I pick, next one in here, I look at the flight time, and then I go and like, okay, I'm gonna use, what aircraft I'm gonna use in 24. Alright, I'm gonna pick the aircraft with the shortest flight time. But I typically just stay here in 2020. Alright, we already have our gear down and our flaps deployed. Now, I always thought you were supposed to go between those boxes, but we apparently are at a safe speed and on a good glide path. But that doesn't mean that they'll have a good landing. I'm paying attention because I'm probably gonna have to make it my aircraft. Oh, we're 10 miles out still. "10 miles, 116 knots. That's roughly 15 minutes. Because in a Cessna at that speed and going that distance, it's roughly 15 minutes. I believe. I do believe. And we are slowly descending. So, welcome to Topeka. It is currently 8:05 a.m. and we will be on the ground in roughly 10 minutes. Shall we find Smallville? That, you know, I don't know if there... That'd be weird if there's actually now, since Superman's been created and released, if there's a town in Kansas called Smallville. Ha ha ha. So much. It's really not that funny. Oh. It's like... Is that yesterday? No, that's today. Who's on right now? Ibanez. Oh, they just cleared us the land. Sorry, I was outside. You probably didn't hear the ATC. Okay, camera. Landing. There we go. I have kind of used this camera in the cockpit and flying a landing on my own. It works better than if I was outside, but not for me really. I need to bind that so that I don't have to use. I need to keybind that. Probably to the number pad, but I know shift. I know the shift number pads do stuff, so maybe it's already bound as either an alt or a control in the numpad. All right, my aircraft. Oh God. Uh-oh. I landed. Just not where we needed to be, right? There's an airport light there. Okay, shoot, what's the slew? Y? There you go. And... look at that, perfect landing. Ugh. Okay. Why? Quest.
Forbes Ground Hornet 4257 taxi to parking.
Hornet 4257 taxi to general aviation parking using taxiway Bravo cross runway 21 Bravo Charlie.
Taxiing to general aviation parking using taxiway Bravo cross runway 21 Bravo Charlie Hornet 4257.
Oh, they're making us turn. Ooh, we gotta go quite a ways. Alright. Thing is, I don't know how you're supposed to know what your parking spot is, because I seem to always not know where I'm parking, so I can pick the parking spot for the next flight. But there are some aircraft I've learned you can't do cold and dark. It just either the co-pilot doesn't do anything and you sit there forever for like more than 10 minutes, or the plane doesn't work. Like, what was it, the ATR? I had to actually do the takeoff. Well, you can't say we didn't make it to the airport. We landed in the we landed with the runway light blinking at us. So today is definitely going to be a short stream for you guys to watch later. Interesting is that I got someone added to my Discord, yet it doesn't look like they followed on the stream the other day. Kentucky is, let's see, what is Kentucky's? KY, so 5, I think 5'9"? Yeah, 5'9". So we're gonna go, our flight number for our next flight will be 5759. 5759. So when I get to, if I do a different series, I think I'll pick my flight numbers the same way. If there's a 2-digit code for their, like, provinces or states or something like that. If there's if whatever their postal, how they do postage to certain areas, we'll use that code thing. Where are we going? There's the tower. Looks like we just crossed a runway. We might have. 21 and 3. Yeah, we might have just crossed a runway. There's your tower at Topeka's FOE. This is a huge airport then, if it's supposed to be a regional. It's quite big. It looks like we still got what? We still got 4.2 nautical miles to go. I mean 0.42 nautical. Well, yeah, we're parking in GA, so you most always go around your ass and get to your elbow. And if you've ever seen me do taxis in career mode on 24, you know that sometimes I make my own taxi path. Look at this. I would cut this corner right here, or if I knew where we were going, I would have cut across the grass. For a minute there, I'm like, why are we stopping? We pretty much are. But with this plane, you probably can't turn quick. Yeah, are we taxiing all the way back up that way? Wow. Well, we'll see what this airport looks like from above and when we're done this. Because I gotta, like I said, I'll sit here on camera and, I'll sit here and, plan plan out Thursday's flight. I need to stick to the Tuesday, Thursday thing this week. I think if I started doing 5 flights a week to get this series done with quicker, I might run into some financial problems if I'm gonna be if I had a airport scenery. But I was thinking of doing another series after I finish this U.S. state capitals and territories series. Maybe do Canada and its provinces and territories. Then maybe move to Mexico and its provinces and territories. And then after, I don't know. Maybe Ireland, Iceland, the UK. But I'm not sure, like, I think each county, I don't know if each county has a capital, so if I did that in the UK, we would be doing a lot of bunny hopping. I'd have to use Crusader Kings 2 map and use duchy level titles and take the capital from the duchy, the duchy capital, and then do flights. In that case, Ireland, we'd only have 5 flights. Alright, we're almost done with our flight. Is this really where General Aviation Park? I guess there's some GA planes over here. You know, it makes sense that GA where they're at, but so you have your executive, your VIPs. They're near the gate parking, And then you have FO, your freight should be like the furthest away, and then you have your GAs, I guess, should be just as far, but we don't even have a parking stand. We don't even have the parking block. But I guess it's right here. And the engine winds down. Welcome to Topeka Regional. Yeah, I didn't even mess with turning the taxi lights on or off here. What was the light switch I did move? There was a switch I did move. Is it this one? Nav light. It's this one right here. To off. Oh, do I have to shut down the aircraft? Let's dump the pressure. Oh, we were depressurized the whole time. Battery is off. Alternator off. 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 Why am I actually manually having to do this? There we go. I ended the flight. How about that? Continue? No. Because I need to go back to the main menu and plan our next flight. Oh, look at that. We've had 2 successful flights. But, I mean, LOL, we didn't actually make it to the airport. I had to do a little slew. Usually we're a lot further away than that. We haven't technically landed. That was my fault. Because I'm not, well, it was my fault, but it wasn't. I was holding A, or pressing A to try to get throttle back, and I was not getting any throttle control. What is this? What is this? Not that. Just a second. Alright. So, what airport is this? I guess... Oh, that's St. Louis. Okay. I was like, wasn't telling me. We're departing from... Kilo Foxtrot Oscar Echo. Topeka Regional. So, yeah, there's, so I think we came in on 31, right, yeah, and we crossed 21 and 3, I think was right here. We turned off right here. Yeah, we crossed here, and then we came back park somewhere over here. Because I know we turned around. Yeah, we turned right here and came this way. So we probably parked somewhere way back here. Anyway, alright, here's Louisville. It's not where we're going, but I'm just doing this for an idea. Okay. Here's Frankfurt right here. And it is Capital City Airport. Yeah. Wait, what is this? Okay. That's not an airport. We're going here. Yowza. I think I need to be careful what kind of plane we pick. Alright, what did I say? Flight number. I can do this right now. Let's get rid of this. Get rid of this. 5759. Oh, no, I wasn't actually done. Alright. Let's see now. If there's a livery, we'll fly. Nope, no livery for that one. But I don't think any of these other ones had many livery options. And they all, like I said, they're all not the same aircraft. They all have a different name. Athena, like I could have... What was the call sign for this one? Vara, I don't even know how to say that one, but yeah, they all have a different name. Or some of them do, anyway. Like that one's Blue Ice. This one's Drop Bear. So what was the first one here? Albatross. I could have, you know, used the call sign Albatross. That one's the most militaristic looking one right there, the Drop Bear. Yeah, these are all from the Reno Racing Pack. Some of these, even though it's the same type of plane, some of these actually don't work. As in, the flight controls are really screwed up. Kind of like if you're flying a helicopter in 2020. I think we're gonna probably be in the Aero 145. Yeah. Now, how many Eros do we got? 2? two types of of these. So, okay, this one has liveries. The 145, and then you got the 45. Okay, so I mean, it's not the same aircraft. As I lose. The stupid thing. Alright, so we're doing. What livery am I gonna pick? Red and cream, silver and gold, SPL, HX, or plain white. One, two, three. Go. We'll go silver and gold. Alright. What are we? Silver gold. No tail number. 19,000 feet ceiling. That's what I'm gonna use for my flight is 19. What do we call ourselves? Arrow 145? Arrow 145s. Arrow 145. Tail number. Arrow 145. AERO. AERO 145. Ow. And we'll call ourselves Silver Gold. That's if it works like this for our call sign. Hey, it worked. Okay. Well, I mean, that's not really that imaginative. But okay, there we go. Oh, that's 156. I hit the wrong one. 145. Okay. Now, that's a 6-hour flight. Oh my god. Okay, but we can go. One 9 0 0 0. And we want high altitude. That's the flight time. 5 hours, 20 minutes. So, stick with me, folks. We're just in a planning phase. I am going to plane. we'll use that plane for something else. Where I gotta go? Baton Rouge next, so probably not. No. I already did the flight in the title, so this is just planning. I think it would take less time in the to do Thursday's flight in 24. Now, you guys are seeing basically what I do off stream as I go check each. I put in the flight that I want and pick a certain aircraft. I come up with all the info for it, and then I see which one is the more feasible, the shorter flight. Granted, 24 is usually the better one to, well, not better. It's got different things. The only thing with 24 is I have to actually take off and land. I don't have to land in 2020. But I chose to because usually I can land better than the AI pilot can in 2020. But they can take off. Here, I have to do takeoffs and landings. Well, the AI technically can take off, but I wouldn't recommend it. Whereas they can't do a landing at all. Alright, now we do the waiting game, huh? Well, I mean, it's not that long. 2020 was taking longer than this to load up. At least it loaded up the first time. Sometimes I get it gets to the languages package and it's stuck at like 2% and it's not loading. And I have to quit and redo. Alright. I know what I was flying the other night, but we're not flying that for this flight. I did a shadow flight the other night in the Max. So, what are we gonna pick? So we're gonna come over here to airliners, or to aircraft, all the way to the left. And we will use this. The DHC for the Caribou. Alright. Oh, wait. Variant. There is no other variant. Liveries. We can have the Army. Let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, there's 7 liveries here. White is what I'm gonna pick. Okay, flight number I can put in here. 5759. We'll leave call sign of Maddie. And we'll let them come up with their own tail number. Okay. Now, oh shoot, that's one too many clicks. Alright. Come up here, we want Kfoe. Okay, here's Louisville. Now where's Frankfurt? Okay, I need to look up on the phone. What is the ICAO code for Capital City Airport in Frankfort, Kentucky? Kilo Foxtrot Tango. Okay. Kilo Foxtrot Tango. And we most assuredly probably can land at this airport with this aircraft. 2 hours 56 minutes. VFR. What was the flight ceiling for this? 20 altitude. We'll go 24. Alright. Let's bring up the EFB. We will file IFR. Airline none. Registration flight number 5759. 5759. Oh my god. One of them stupid issues with Xbox and EFB. I can't put the flight number in. So, are we scheduled? Non-scheduled? Well, we're not a general flight. We're a cargo flight, but we're not military because I didn't pick that livery. So we'll just do it scheduled. Come up here. It looks like it's already set at 24. 24.8. You know, we're gonna lower it by 800 feet. 240. 240. Thank you. And we're... What is recommended? It doesn't really matter because it's gonna change it probably. What kind of... We got that or that. And... Okay, we're just gonna leave departure alone. We are going to divert to Louisville if need be. Okay. What is the ICAO code for Louisville Airport? KSDF. KSDF. That's not what I put in there. KSDF. Alright, there we go. And I probably should use a mouse. Ugh, but I don't have to set up the room for it. We're gonna use RNAV 7, and we'll use Dexlo. So that's our approach. Okay. Can we add an arrival? No, we can't. Now we can come up here. Yes, we want jetways. And find route. There we go. And then I want to save flight plan. Well, wait a minute. Make sure there's nothing. Yeah, there is something to delete. Delete that. Now, save. Kdsm-Kfoe. Save plan. And let's send that all in so you can see it out here. And that's 3 hours, 19 minutes. But I can use SimRate. I can use at least SimRate one time and bring this down to a more reasonable flight. So it was 5 hours, 20 minutes with a really, really tiny aircraft, or we come over here, pick a bigger aircraft, and it's 2 hours shorter. So we will be on 24 on Thursday. Okay, well then, folks, how long? Can't tell. Wow. Not even 2 hours. Anyway, folks, thank you for joining me for watching this really short flight that we had today, and sticking with me till the end as we planned out Thursday's flight. So yeah, Thursday, Topeka to Frankfurt. And Thursdays will be a long flight. I guess I'll probably use SimRate up one time. That may cut this down. But I do have to do it. I have to do takeoff and I have to do landing. This can be started from dark. So, because I fooled around with this aircraft off stream, and we were cold and dark. And we are cargo only, so no gate. Which runway do they have us leaving on? 31? So we're going out this way? Yeah, we're going out this way. So, Let's, is that a parking spot? No, that's 3 and 20. And we need to go over the 31. Those are helipads. That's the fuel box. It says gate. Really? Oh, we don't want gates. Where did it say something up here? Military combat parking. That says 0. What is that? That's 2, 3, 4. We're not military though. I'm trying. Okay, I want to pick something close to where we gotta leave from. So we're gonna pick right here on the end. Ramp parking 22. Departure. Of course I have to save again. File. Save. Yes, I want to override the file. I thought I hit find route. I did. Why are you... Now I gotta save it again. Alright. Well, we just added in a few minutes. Went from 3:19 to now it's 3:23 with the starting cold and dark. So, you guys... and hopefully the AI pilot doesn't F up on Thursday. Because I am not hand flying. And I really don't know how to set up those aircraft. But that's the interesting part about watching me do flights. And I will make sure this is fixed. I don't know why it keeps resetting itself. Like, I put live in... Okay, I got live leather there. It doesn't look like it's on... Oh, it is on. Okay. It's like, it didn't look like it was... So, why does this keep resetting? Yeah? I didn't even know the little one was on my bed. Alright. I've been rambling on enough now. Trying to build more time up. I will see you guys Thursday. Have a good day, folks.